the pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by Voiles Trucking live on JTN. We're back here tonight after the off week last week. Let these drivers rest up a little bit, and we are so glad you're joining us here tonight from the Chicagoland Speedway. As always, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Alongside me tonight, you know him, you love him. He's a big old lovable guy, Mr. Ricky Collette.
Joe, are you calling me fat?
I'm calling you a lovable guy, Ricky.
You call me big and lovable. I am not that, and I'm not lovable. I'm quite
abrasive,
unlikable, as a matter of fact. Abrasive. I like abrasive better. Joe Twansky, resident thesaurus, keeping us honest, keeping us highbrow here tonight. But we're here for a fun night here. Should be fun tonight, Joe, at the Chicagoland Speedway here in Joliet, Illinois. Should be a fun old time here tonight. It's going to be a slick track. It's not going to be a lot of grip out there. This is old school Chicagoland, old school racing right here. These guys are wheeling it around this place. A bunch of lanes to work with. A lot of off-throttle time. Not a lot of downforce to work with out there. These guys are going to have a handful on their hands.
It's going to be a handful indeed tonight, Ricky. This, of course, is your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember, you can use code JTN at checkout now at CircleBdiecast.com to receive free shipping on your order of $30 or more. Mile and a half, 94 laps tonight. Again, coming off of the bye week, got a little mental reset for all of these Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series drivers. You're seeing qualifying results start to trickle across the top of your screens right now at home. Tim Huston tuning in. Tim, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Ricky? Are you doing okay?
Oh, I'm doing great, Joe. We're gonna have a fun old time here tonight. I'm all excited. I'm all ready. Chicagoland never disappoints.
Tim, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I think it's been a while
since... It sounded a little facetious the way I said that.
Well,
I didn't mean to make it sound like that. I meant that it does not disappoint. It
goes back to your abrasive personality, I think, Ricky.
Ow.
Did that hurt you?
A little bit.
Because you're not too abrasive.
I'll tell you what won't hurt. Getting ready to read this starting lineup here in about 20 seconds when qualifying runs out.
I thought you had more to say there, Ricky.
And yes, in conclusion to my point.
Wonderful,
Indeed.
wonderful. We are off to a flying start here tonight, folks. As always, cannot thank you enough for tuning into JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. It does so much to help support us as qualifying has run its course. Ricky, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
All right, with pleasure, Joe. For tonight's event here from the Chicagoland Speedway at Joliet, Illinois.
That's not correct.
Starting on the pole here tonight at a time of 28.539 seconds is going to be that 28 car BSR Keith MC old Mac Daddy sitting on pole. Joining him on the front row in second spot is going to be the 029 car BSR Kilojoules. Third spot goes to the 193 car. That's going to be piloted by BSR Ricky J this evening, the Voiles trucking car. Mike Coulong in the 199 will start from the fourth spot. And starting tail end of the top five, the 088 car, Greg Lovell. BSR Monty Keller in the 028 will start from the sixth position, with Herman Reese in the 73 lined up right behind him in the seventh spot. BSR Magoo in the 144 car qualifies 8th this evening, and alongside him in that same row, Jason San Diego in the 022 car will start 9th. Last car in the top 10 tonight is going to be BSR Terry Scott. He's driving the 66 car. 11th spot goes to 21 car of Randy Wah. And Manny D in the 710 car will roll off in the 12th spot. Manny D, last car to take a time in qualifying. The rest of the field picked on a random draw. BSR Jimmy Dale in the 33 car will roll off in the 13th spot. BSR RJ Rusty in the 2 car will roll off in the 14th spot. Starting in 15th will be the 38 car of BSR Sean. 16th spot goes to the 4 car of Silver Bullet. 17th goes to the 49 machine of BSR Brave Fade. And rounding out the field this evening, 18th spot, Shotgun on the field. I guess Shotgun tail end of the field. I never knew that, Joe. Sometimes I say shotgun on the field like it's a front, so I've heard it like it's a back. I've heard it both, but I don't know which one makes the most sense. But it's going to be Mitch Roberts there in the 066 car.
Not racing tonight.
Spot and last spot in
Mitch
the field
Roberts
tonight.
not racing tonight.
That's going to be the starting lineup here from Chicagoland. 18 cars here tonight.
17 cars.
This will factor into the race here this evening, Joe, I think.
17
smaller
cars.
Field, a little more of an intimate setting here. Compare that to maybe last few broadcasts we've done where we've seen a few bigger fields like 23, 24, 30-plus fields where that track position is really going to be would usually be pretty pristine. You don't want to have to be passing a ton of people. Here tonight, 18 cars, not comparatively a lot. So a little more wiggle room to play with the field here tonight. A little more time to go backwards and forwards at one's leisure.
17 cars for the field tonight. The 066 not participating this evening. It was on a driver tryout earlier in practice tonight. Yeah. I always forget you don't get the same race notes I get. And I don't know if that's your fault for not taking better notes when Bristol gives us these great.
I must be pretty ignorant.
Bristol gives us these great production meetings. Folks at home, we'll slide that curtain back a little bit. Ricky sometimes just doesn't take notes. Care to explain?
The words scare me. Large words and penmanship just it makes me shake my boots.
It's a skill we all pick up in college, isn't it?
It is. Well, in my case, you got an engineering major, and I swear to God, the second they hand you that degree, your ability to write the King's English
it goes away,
decreases by at least 30%.
You're saying I gotta worry about that?
Just becomes totally illegible for no reason. Every engineer, I can't think of an engineer with good penmanship.
Hello. I hope. Two more. I got 2 semesters left. We'll see. I'm gonna break that trend,
I'm telling you, it's gonna be right at the end. You're gonna be like, wow, my handwriting looks terrible.
I hope not. Wow, we're so on topic tonight. Coming into tonight's race, we've talked about him all year long. There he is. BSR Kilojoules in the 029 has not won a race here in the Cup Series. This number doesn't sound bad. Hasn't won a race in a month here in the Cup Series since he went on his last 3-race win streak. KJ had been really quick here in Chicagoland. Won the Truck Series race last night after a slip-up by Magoo late in the going on KJ to pounce off of turn number 4. KJ, though, looking to gain some of that consistency. At times this year, it really feels like this 029 team out of nowhere, they lose that consistency that has brought them to the top of the points pylon. Care to conversate?
Yes.
All right, wonderful.
I couldn't think of anything.
Like the chasing car is now out on track, but Ricky J in the 193 sits second in points, 52 back. Ricky, of course, our most recent winner, was the winner from Sonoma 2 weeks ago. Herman Reese won at Rockingham the week before, and then Ricky J won at Charlotte. So those are your last 3 races, won by 2 drivers. Yes, a big shout out to Brian and Kathy Voiles Trucking, for their support of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series putting these boys on the old TV screens here on JTN. We can't thank them enough for bringing us out to the track to cover these amazing races week in and week out with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Drivers being called to their cars. We're getting stationed on the grid, and we are moments away from racing here in Chicagoland. Joliet at Chicagoland. Words, Ricky, words.
I still like Joliet.
Yeah, but that's not how you say it, Ricky.
Like Jose. And I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I had to think about it for a second. I want to take back what I was going to say. I don't know if it was going to be offensive.
Please don't. Just mute your mic for a minute here.
Say, do people in Illinois speak Spanish? But that sounds. It doesn't
Pretty sure
sound nice.
people everywhere speak Spanish. There's the command. It's honestly not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be, Ricky. Cars rolling off the grid.
It wasn't, but just trying to keep it family friendly, keep it polite. And I don't know. I almost said it, and then I was like, wait, I second guessed myself. I was like, is that rude?
To be old Mac Daddy, Keith MC rolling off from the point as 2018 needs something to go right for them. They had such a strong year in 2021. 2022 has not been as kind to him. KJ rolling off on the outside. You heard us talk about him there in the pre-race closing moments. Been a good year for driver and team 029. Ricky J lines up in third, two-time defending series champion in the Voiles Trucking Ford, with Mike Coulong still looking for that first win of the year in that 199 Velocity Garage Chevrolet. Switched up the paint scheme, looking just as fine on the 199. Greg Lovell and Monty Keller making up row number 3. Go fast cats in that row. Herman Reese Magoo trying to get some redemption after last night's race. And then Jason San Diego and Terry Scott rounding out your top 10. Old Mac Daddy Keith MC with control here for the start. And down and away we go. Green flag. We are underway here in Joliet.
Too wide here, coming down to turn 1, Joe. Keith MC just starting to pull a little bit ahead of that 029 car, but you see Ricky J trying to get a run on the bottom here. That 93 car is coming. Keith MC's going to try to cover both lanes, take the center line into turn number 3, too wide for second place.
Side by side for a second, Ricky J clips the apron, going to lose out on that battle, maintains third. Greg Lovell up into the 4th spot. Mike Coulong has already dropped back 2. And look at Herman Reese making up spots early on into the top 5 as driver 73.
73 car trying to make a good run here tonight. Got a fast car, looked pretty good at qualifying here. Making a note right now, rolling around that 5th spot, looking pretty good, putting up some fast lap times for these first 2 laps. But right now, Keith MC hanging on to this lead for the moment. KJ, right behind him in the 029, ran a pretty good lap the time before last, kind of started to close that gap, but it seems like the 28 car started to space him back out again. Wondering if Keith's car maybe a little loose on those cold tires, maybe a little bit not up at full speed on those cold tires. A few laps for him to warm up, come in, and now he's starting to put down some blistering laps there, but we'll see if KJ can get back to him. There's going to be some draft at work. There's definitely a lot of off-throttle time here at this version of Chicagoland, but you definitely can pull a pretty good draft coming down the straightaways here. KJ just touched about 196 going down the straightaways there in the toe of the 28 car. You see Ricky J, though, gets right on the apron there, gets a little loose looking to the inside of KJ. That's going to let Greg Lovell get a great run here off of turn 2.
Lovell all over the back bumper of the 2nd place points car of Ricky J, sitting 3rd on the grid right now. Keith MC, though, old Mac Daddy pulling out to about a 3.5 car length lead over KJ, who sits 2nd. We can go about 20 to 23, 24 laps on fuel and tires. Tires, of course, a big concern once again here tonight. We run the 3X wear as Ricky J dives to the bottom, heading down into turn 3. Going to be using up those tires a little bit, trying to make this pass as we go into turn number 3.
Ricky J going to clear the 029, make the pass coming off of turn 4 here, put KJ back to that third spot. Ricky J up to second. Question now is going to be, is that 08 car Greg Lovell, does he have anything for KJ here? Trying to size him up, but as we're talking about that, Ricky J's actually tracked down the leader here. 28 car Keith MC ran quite a faster lap than Keith last time by. I think Ricky J's car maybe just takes a few laps too to get the full song and just starts picking them up and putting them down, because that 193 car is right there with our leader coming off of turn 4 here.
5 laps into the run, mark it down, folks. Ricky J looks like a rocket ship in that Voiles trucking Ford. Battle is going to heat up for the lead here as the 28 gets a little bit of a better run through the center. Top 8 cars all separated from the rest of the field at the moment. Then you got the 9th through 11th back here as Terry Scott dives to the inside of Randy Waugh. Take that 9th spot.
Up front here, Joe. Ricky J is knocking on the back door of the 28 house. Keith MC at windshield on the 193 Voiles trucking car just has 100 proof, because he is on Keith MC's back bumper here coming around this place. Ricky's definitely just been kind of biding his time in this draft. I think he's got the faster car at the moment. I think it's just a matter of kind of waiting for Keith to slip up. I don't think he wants to push it. With the way tire wear is going to be tonight, you really don't want to push out right front. As we're talking about that, KJ bobbles a little bit off of 4. That lets Greg Lovell get to the inside of him. They're side by side coming down the front straightaway here. And into turn 1, Greg Lovell takes that 3rd spot.
So Lovell up into 3rd. KJ now has fallen back to 4th. So since the start of the race, the 029 has fallen back 2 spots. Next car to try to get around him will be Herman Reese in the number 73. We know Herman, usually good with these higher tire wear nights and tracks. Always does a good job keeping that 73 Cadillac underneath of him. We'll watch that throughout the night as Jason San Diego all over the back bumper of Mike Coulong for 6th.
Over the back bumper there, can't do anything yet. They still single file here coming down the back straightaway. Looking back up to the leaders again. It just every time we look away, Ricky J gets a really good run and then gets right up to the back of Keith MC and then kind of reels back. But what I was trying to say, when KJ got past there, I kind of had to shift thoughts for a second. With the tire wear as it is tonight, and with how abrasive the surface is and how much mechanical grip's going to matter, you're putting a lot of load on that right front tire. You really don't want to burn it out, pushing it too hard. By all accounts, all the tires really, you don't want to burn them out too quick, overdriving that car. So I think Ricky J, exactly what he's doing right now, just trying to take it easy around this place and take some calculated moves here on the 28. He might actually be waiting to see if Keith MC starts to slip up, if that car starts to go away from him a little bit, and he can use that to his advantage.
See Herman Reese losing the 5th spot, now losing the 6th spot. Going to be able to duck into line here, although loose off of turn number 2. Going to lose the 7th spot. Herman Reese back into 8th. Loses 3 spots in the span of a lap. That 73 car starting to go away. You know, Ricky, we're about 10 laps from pit stops, needing to come down the pit lane, and you can really see some of these drivers starting to deal with a loose race car.
Yeah, it's crazy, Joe. It feels like we just started the run, but like you said, 3x wear, it's going to go quick. Think USRL at Dega on Saturday, kind of quick. Like, you're not even getting 20 laps to a tire run here. These guys are going to be coming down a lot for 94 laps. But, like you said, you can see it right now. Everyone's starting to kind of get a little bit loosey-goosey. KJ's actually gotten back on by Greg Lovell, back up to that 3rd spot. And at the moment, running comparable lap times to our leaders. So I think that 029 car might have something in the tank here specifically for the long run.
Go by the 710 and Manny D. Lions truck parks forward into the outside wall. He just came off the pit lane. You saw Jason San Diego make a pass up inside the top 5, getting past the 199 of Mike Coulong. Here comes Ricky J once again trying to close the gap. to Keith MC. Saw Silver Bullet slow there on the apron. Sounds like that car's still under power. Looks like that car's still under power. Something had to go wrong, though.
Yeah, wonder if he had an engine failure.
Still running, though.
Still running at the moment, so not sure.
As Ricky J dive to the inside down here into turn 3. This is the pass for the lead. Takes it with ease. Ricky J to the point for the first time tonight, lap 16.
You saw Ricky J, though, kind of washed up the track. Keith almost got back to the inside of him there. Couldn't do anything with it, though. KJ kind of got hurt on that, hitting the apron a little bit as those guys were battling for position. That lets Greg Lovell get close to him. Can't really do anything with it yet, but look at this 28 car. Keith MC getting to the inside of the 193, side by side down the back straightaway. This isn't over yet, Joe.
And battling this close to green flag pit stops if we get them. I'm knocking on the wood table up here in the booth. Can be a very dangerous game, right, Ricky?
It's going to be pretty dangerous. You don't know. Early in the run, it is. The first pit cycle, this first green cycle, it's a little bit edgy because you don't know what your car's going to do when those tires really start to wear in. But it's fun.
It's fun to race.
Not really getting any indication anyone's hitting yet either, so I guess these guys are going to keep racing each other. It's going to fare well, I think, for these race conditions, though, for everyone watching as well, that you see the 2-3 fastest guys here can't really get away from each other. Not really by any matter of like air bubble or anything like that. Just all of their cars are kind of coming alive and then going away at different times. It seems like it's almost kind of ebbing and flowing relative to how everyone else's cars like falling apart on old tires.
Mm-hmm. Keith MC gave up the spot down the front straightaway, gets it back down into 3. KJ going to be right there on the back bumper. 28 loose, 193. Everyone's loose off of turn number 4. Right now, as the top 3 are all underneath a blanket, working lap 20 as the caution's out.
I think it's for the 710 car, Manny D around in turn 4, and he parks it.
Let's see what happened here for Manny D. Here's the replay. Just going to get loose here through the center of the corner.
Yeah, it looks like it just steps around on him, Joe.
Hard into the outside wall.
And, you know, he'd just been on pit road, so he might have been on cold tires there.
How difficult is it?
Retired from the race, 16 cars still in the race, 15 on the lead lap, 1 car 3 laps down. That's a 4-car Silver Bullet. Looks like he is still running after that mishap earlier, so I think it's a mechanical issue. I think something just happened, lost power, maybe he lost a pedal or something.
I wonder, well, there was a plume of smoke on the back straightaway. I wonder if that 4-car might have went around and just spun into the grass, maybe lost a tire, so it's just kind of limping it around 3 and 4, but going to be able to get one of those laps back here under caution for the first time tonight. Ricky J leading everyone down the pit lane.
These guys, all 4 tires and fuel. See what these kinds of adjustments, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments these guys do on these cars. You know, we saw it there, Joe, all of these guys pretty loose, and might be able to make some tweaks to kind of help with that. It's going to be tricky just because tire wear is tire wear. Either you're going to make progress on the front end of the run or you're going to make progress on the back end of the run, but you can't have both. So some of these guys are going to have to make some decisions. But unfortunately, it looks like the 28 of Keith MC, I don't know if you saw that, kind of overshot his pit box a little bit. That's going to hurt his drive off the pit road here. We'll see how many positions he loses. See Greg Lovell getting on by him, and I think he's going to get out 4th. So that first pit box saved him a lot there with the 22 of Jason San Diego. Was able to kind of stem the bleeding, but definitely lost a lot of time there to these guys.
Yeah, lost 2 spots on the pit lane, so not the stop, not the driver error there that old Mac Daddy was looking for. Although that's why you win the pole, right? You get that first pit stall. You can afford yourself to make a little mistake without having to bear too big of a consequence. Well, hey, folks, the consequence of you guys making sure you hit that subscribe button is knowing when we're live next. The next time we're live here on JTN, and of course, it's going to be Sunday night, June 26th, with the Fast Renegade Cup Series from the Nashville Super Speedway. Coverage kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern Time this Sunday night, June the 26th. Then it's the Velocity Racing League from Road America. Coverage beginning Monday, June 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we're right back here with Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Road America next Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, all these races live right here only on JTN. That's why you got to hit that subscribe button and click the dang bell icon because you'll be notified anytime we go live.
Oh, got quite the spread of leagues there, Joe. We got Velocity, we got Fast.
Bomb Squad.
We just see Acceleration. Is there a league out there called Acceleration?
We have Excel Racing. Have Excel Racing. I believe we're gonna have their I forget, their Turkey Derby week in November with Excel.
Oh.
So that'll be fun.
We do.
So we have Excel with an E, like the Microsoft application.
Oh, that was an A. I forgot.
All-Star Racing. We had a race with them earlier this year from Texas. Hobo Racing. We just had a broadcast with them. Maverick Cup Series, of course, on Tuesday nights. The USORL will have their championship race last weekend of July. Bunch of great races coming up for you here on JTN. That's why you got to hit that subscribe button. And we're always trying to improve, folks. So if there's ever anything we can do better, I always want to hear it from you, whether it be in chat, comments underneath the videos. If you're a driver watching and you don't like something we said, let us know. We'll try to do better. We're always trying to improve here at JTN. That's our motto.
And if you don't want to yell at Joe, when in doubt, blame Ricky.
That's a good motto. And if you don't,
that's what actually on my job description. I have business cards that say Fall Guy. I'm the JTN Fall Guy.
Did Bristol make you put it on there?
Yeah, I think Bristol did. He said it said it worked with viewer engagement.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone can unite against a common enemy. It helps viewer engagement.
Tim, please do not make me mute that word.
What?
Bucks. Ricky J gonna lead us back to green. BSR Kilojoules, BSR Greg Lovell, BSR Keith MC, Jason San Diego, BSR M. Coolong, Monty Keller, Terry Scott, Magoo, and Randy Waugh, your top 10 here for the restart. Ricky J with control. We're back underway.
Oh, we got a car off in the grass there back there, Joe. Who is that? 66 car, Terry Scott. Looks like there was an issue with that car. Keeps it straight, gets rolling here. No caution, we stay green, so great job by Terry Scott to keep that all under control. But as we're talking about that, Keith MC gets on by Greg Lovell to take back that third spot. That 28 car is coming.
Race to the inside of Brain Fade. We'll get a replay of that in a moment, folks, as you see this side-by-side action. Brain Fade losing another spot to BSR Sean. Let's have Bristol fetch you that replay. So restart. It's going to be contact here between BSR Terry Scott and BSR Magoo.
I wonder if there's an issue with that 66 car. You see it just cuts down, like maybe his wheel disconnected or something.
Yeah, something happened there. Does a good job keeping the car off the racing surface, so we stay green. That's a veteran move there. Out in front, though, it's Ricky J. He's happy.
Happy for the moment, but how long will it last, Joe? We know that 193 car is pretty good for the first few laps, but then it seems like it starts to falter a little bit, then it comes back a little bit, and then it starts to falter near the end of the run. Everyone was rearing down on him pretty hard at the end of that tire run. I would have to imagine KJ's car is going to start to come alive, and Keith's might as well. Keith MC already looking pretty fast here with that third spot right behind KJ here. For the moment, single file coming down the back straightaway. Second through fifth, really second through sixth at the moment under a blanket. And then here comes seventh.
Is KJ holding these guys up right now? Because we know this 029, I mean, he fell all the way back to the 5th position on the initial start to the race. And we've known KJ this year to not have the short run speed on these intermediate tracks. Is he holding these guys up a little bit right now?
Possibly. I'd say so. Everyone behind him running. Well, I mean, it's hard to say everyone behind him is running faster laps and then say that the 029 slow because the draft matters so much. But I do think that maybe these guys are kind of getting towed up against these guys a little bit because KJ's car's not driving away the way that
that's a very fair point.
Typically. But last time by faster than Ricky J by a solid 10th of a second there. So he's making some progress there. Surprisingly, a little further back, Jason San Diego, Mike Coulon, Monte Keller, all starting to spread it out a little bit. These cars starting to separate a little bit as these tires are wearing in. Top four, though, still staying pretty underneath each other. You see Greg Lovell getting a good run here, coming off turn 4, right up with Keith MC. Does he try to look for the pass here? It looks like he's going to stay behind him coming through the tri-oval. Go up high, and then he's going to try to look down low here coming into turn 1. Keith's going to go with him, though, and hang on to that spot. Keith's now going to start rearing down the 029 car. KJ there, you saw he got a really good run. Put himself in a really good position here coming through 3 and 4. He's going to get right back there with the 029. Going to look to the inside. Doesn't have the momentum yet. I think he's got enough that he can maybe set up the pass here coming into turn 1. He's going to do it. Looking to the inside. KJ hits the wall. Keith MC is going to take the second spot.
McDaddy up into second, trying to rebound after the pit lane mistake and losing the lead on the first stint of the race. KJ falling back to third here. He's going to have Greg Lovell all over his back bumper on that Chevrolet Corvette here in mere moments as the two leaders start to try to pull away from the rest of this lead pack.
And then as the leaders are pulling away, there's second spot. Keith MC just ran 2/10 of a second faster than Ricky J in the 193 car. So I think Keith's got something quick. That Gray Ghost is flying out there, Joe, and he's already starting to track down Ricky J. Even if these leaders are getting away from the rest of these guys behind them, they're both running faster laps than the rest of the pack behind them. But Keith really has that Ford Fusion hooked up at the moment. And again, runs a faster lap than the leader by about 1/10 of a second. Problem is, Joe, you know what it's like at a place like this. Catching them's one thing, passing them's a whole nother thing. I can't say a whole other thing. A whole nother isn't actually phonetically correct.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that, you know?
Yeah, just, there's going to be that one person that's going to cringe at hearing us say that. I'll start using irregardless in sentences. Ricky J hanging on to this lead for right now. Actually, he's gotten kind of spread back out from Keith MC for a moment, but Keith really closes it back up in 3 and 4. It's like Ricky J gets a few good laps, and Keith gets a few good laps, and then Ricky J gets a few good laps, but as we get further into this tire run, it just seems like the advantage keeps shifting hands on who has what advantage. Speaking of advantage, a little further back, Greg Lovell really had a run there through 1 and 2. Got right up with the 029, kind of lost the nose, though, behind KJ there, and it lost a few car lengths to him. So Greg Lovell hanging on to that 4th spot, though. I think that draft's kind of messing with these guys a little bit. I think it's pulling them into the turn quicker than they're expecting when they set up the turn. So every now and then you'll see someone kind of overstep that turn and almost get into the outside wall and exit.
Okay, I'm just sitting here. I'm enjoying listening to you talk about racing tonight, man.
There's so much stuff going on. That's a fun thing about Chicagoland, is that there's always something going on in Chicagoland.
It's almost like they should have never took this track off the Cup Series schedule. As RJ Rusty down the pit lane.
Indiana. Keith MC to the inside, then 193 of Ricky J side by side into turn number 1 here. Keith MC's got the advantage. Put Mac Daddy back on point there, and the Gray Ghost leading here at Chicagoland. Is Ricky J going to take this sitting down, though? He's still got that position. He can set up the 28 here in turn 3 if he really focuses on it. But it looks like Keith MC really threw it in deeper than we anticipated. Started to gap him, but Ricky J gets a really good center off here. Going to look back to the inside. They're going to be side by side back to the line. Keith MC leads that lap, but Ricky J's got a fender ahead of him. He's going to throw it in deep into turn 1 here.
Ricky J back to the lead. Look for the crossover from Keith MC. Not enough of a run down the back straightaway. Still looking to the inside. He got there. That 193 loose off the corner. Drag race back down into 3. MC going to drive it down deep into the corner. And here comes KJ looking for the second spot. Going to keep Ricky J stuck on the outside. Not going to be able to try another crossover this time. Heading down into 1. Still side by side for the lead. Keith MC now clear here. Working lap 40 of 94 as KJ to the inside now of Ricky J for the second position.
Joe, is it safe to say these cars aren't driving good right now? Because look at these guys.
Nah, they're driving good.
All over each other. Nobody can get an edge. They're all over the track, too.
This brings Greg Lovell up into the fight for the lead. Ricky J sitting there in second, going to look back to the inside, trying to take back what he feels is rightfully his, the lead here at Chicagoland. Down into turn number 1. Ricky J on the bottom, Keith MC on the outside. Here comes KJ, powering by his teammate in that 28. Makes the pass, and now KJ going to look for the lead. Looks to the bottom, gets back high, thinks wiser of it, going to try to position himself for a run off of turn number 4.
KJ was looking all over the place on Ricky J there. Couldn't find the spots. Got a good run center off here. Going to get to the inside of 193. Ricky J leads a lap, but KJ side by side with him coming into turn 1. This 029 car's definitely got some grip right now that these other guys don't seem to still have. So KJ might have a little bit of an advantage here as they're side by side. Ricky J really trying to power back on by on that top line.
Side by side for the lead through 3 and 4 for the 5 billionth time tonight. The battle is on between these two as KJ does not care where Ricky J is. He washes up the track, makes Ricky J lift. KJ to the point for the first time tonight as now Keith MC to the inside of Ricky J. Going to take that spot, move the 28 back up into second. That was a
second match.
That was an I don't care moment from KJ. That was an I don't care moment from KJ coming off of 4. He said, "I'm clear. I don't care. I don't care if you're there. I'm clear." Phenomenal racing here on JTN. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action presented by Voiles Trucking. See Mrs. Kathy Voiles in chat. Cheering on her driver, Ricky J. Can't thank you enough for tuning in, and cannot thank you enough for your sponsorship of us here on JTN. Benjamin Snyder also in chat as Keith MC around down the back straightaway.
Oh no, Keith MC around and no caution either.
And he's down in the grass. There won't be one. Because he is
a tough break for that 28 team.
And it looks like he lost a tire. He lost that right front.
Yeah,
Look at it.
He's going to get beached in the sand there if he doesn't get out.
Gets out of the grass, but without that right front tire. Well, it looks like... Yeah, no, it's down. It's definitely down. Oh, my goodness. Cars coming down pit lane. Randy Watts, Terry Scott. Herman Reese also on the pit lane. Jason Santiago, Monty Keller. We'll get you a replay when these leaders come down the pit lane. Here they come.
You see Keith coming down on that blown tire. Oh, Greg Lovell threw it in. He knew how to catch that pit line perfect. Keep saying throw it in tonight, Joe. There's less sending it.
There's been a couple sends.
Oh, BSR shot in a four-wheel drift on the pit road. Hangs on to it.
Here's the replay of what happened to Keith MC coming off of turn number 2 a few laps ago. This car just gets wicked loose as the run goes on. It's going to step out from underneath him on the transition.
Very unfortunate for Keith there. Talked about it's been having a lot of rough luck this season, but right side, there's still half a race left. 46 and 94 laps here. About half a race left. He'll be able to make this back up if we get some cautions here. He just needs some things to fall into his favor. Coming off pit road, they all get into line. He knows he's got a fast car, so it's just a matter of getting those, getting a little bit of fortune landing his way.
The bots are back. It's a JTN race tonight, let me tell you.
JTN Bot House in the house here tonight. Ricky J leading this group, but not technically the leader on track. The leader on track is Brain Fade, who just came across the line down on pit road. Here comes Ricky J being followed by KJ. Will assume the lead here at Chicagoland, the 193 car, and he doesn't actually assume the lead. That belongs to Brain Fade still.
Brain Fade throwing down some killer lap times right now on pit lane, let me tell you.
Joe, I got a piece of spaghetti in my keyboard. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but I'm broadcasting limping here tonight.
Where is the suspension of disbelief for our fans thinking we're actually here at the track when you say there's spaghetti in my keyboard?
I know, but I thought it was relevant information.
How did you think that was relevant information?
It's spaghetti.
Yeah, Ben, the bots called Ricky ugly on, they implied Ricky was ugly. They didn't call him ugly.
Yeah, they were just...
On Tuesday.
Well, I didn't necessarily... Joe, they called both of us ugly. They said even you. They didn't say even Ricky can score. It said even you can score. So I took that as calling both of us ugly, but if we want... look, I'm the official fall guy here. We want to say I'm ugly. Look, a piece of spaghetti just fell out of my mouth, apparently, into my keyboard, so clearly I'm the ugly one.
Ricky, you're too much, man. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Keith MC, go to the inside. It wasn't a big piece. It was like a fragment. I don't even know where it came from. But Keith MC to the inside, the 193. Ricky J here. Coming down to turn one. Keith MC takes the lead back. I don't think that's the last...
You didn't take the lead back.
Joe. He's
Got his lap
down.
back.
What am I saying?
Got his lap back.
I'm sorry.
Welcome in, Aussie Bill. Caution's out. There's a wreck.
Randy Waugh around here.
Oh my goodness.
Straight away. The wheels have fallen off the 21 car, much like the wheels have fallen off this broadcast. Randy Waugh around, but this is actually important. This is actually important here. Keith MC got around the leaders right when the 21 car. You see him step out here. Makes contact with the 66.
It's like the 66 comes up into him.
But Joe, the reason why, when that caution, the reason why actually, just by chance, me calling the 28 passing the 193 for the lead was important. That happened right when Keith MC made the pass, so he cleared himself and has unlapped himself.
Yes.
Without even using a lucky dog, he has just unlapped himself on speed. So Keith MC is now back in this race. He's just going to have to pick up some spots here when he comes around and catches the field. But like I said, you just need a little bit of fortune on your side. Looks like Keith MC... I think after this season, the universe definitely owes him a few. So
yeah, I would agree. And there you see last look at that incident. 2-car incident there. It's like you said, Randy Waugh gets loose off the quarter. Terry Scott's just there to the inside. Nowhere for Terry to go. Yeah, I hope cautions don't breed bots, Ben. That would... Oof. Got enough of them.
You know, they're just having a fun time being out and about, like bots do. Have a crazy old bots night out, I suppose. Everyone down on pit road here, getting 4 tires and fuel.
To address Anthony's question as KJ wins the race off the pit lane. Ricky, why are you speaking with food in your mouth? He's not. Our pre-race meal was spaghetti. I
ate spaghetti before it?
Yes.
I ate spaghetti before. It's not like
we're professionals.
Like a whole snake load of spaghetti came out of my mouth. Like I just mean like there was like a spaghetti particulate. Like a.
I don't think we need to explain how much spaghetti was in your keyboard.
Like pasta.
God, I never thought that was something I would say on a broadcast. I don't think we need to divulge a bunch about how much spaghetti is in your keyboard, Ricky. I think it's okay.
That is. Oh, there's spaghetti in my keyboard. It's like lost too. I like tried to grab it and I couldn't get it.
Honestly, imagine.
Kind of just send it deeper.
Imagine you're sitting at home. You watch JTN most nights, and you chose tonight not to watch. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be.
When we had the leader spin, we had him unlap himself.
I mean, couldn't be these fine folks in chat.
Honestly, with the racing up front, I can't imagine not watching JTN tonight. It's been a hoot, and I said it at the start, and I stand by it. Chicagoland does not disappoint. We're a little past halfway point here.
Yes.
We still got a lot of racing left, Joe, and I think it's going to get fun.
It's been a spectacular race so far. Talk about this, the second caution of the night. Top 3, top 5 have all been within a second of each other throughout the entire race. That's always what we like to see here on JTN. If you like what you're seeing, well, boy howdy, we got more coming up for you. First, Sunday night, it's the Fast Renegade Cup Series from the Nashville Super Speedway. Coverage beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. Then it's the Velocity Racing League from Road America, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, June the 27th. That's Monday night. And then June 30th, 1 week from tonight, we're back right here with the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series live on JTN from Road America. Coverage beginning then, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, all those races live right here, only on JTN. Benjamin Snyder asks, what series do you think is the bot's favorite series to watch? I don't think they care.
Trying to think. What's the bot's favorite series?
I know they're big NR 2003 fans, because anytime
I'm trying to think of something witty, but I can't think of one, Joe.
Anytime I watch any of our,
Excel.
Because it's a computer program.
Robots.
Yeah, okay.
Microsoft.
Remember, folks, new in 2022, it's JTN2. You can subscribe now. Check it out. It's always a fun time over on JTN2. We got highlights. We have highlights of this week's Maverick Cup Series race that got posted yesterday. A retro throwback diecast review got posted today, looking at one of Jeff Gordon's old diecast cars. Bomb Squad highlights from tonight should hopefully be out tomorrow. We will see how that progresses. But, of course, you can find a bunch of great content, again, over on JTN2. Go check it out. Again, new in 2022, it's JTN2.
Joe, in 2023, will there be a JTN3?
If we're successful enough with JTN2, but I honestly don't see that happening.
I can see that.
Do we just rebrand JTN2 as JTN3, JTN4, and just keep going?
No, just keep making new ones.
Oh, there's another bot.
Another bot. Look at that. They're using very, very rude language here tonight, but we're coming back green here. KJ gonna lead them back. With Ricky J on the outside, going to be challenging him up here, coming down to the restart zone. 029 throttles up, green flag back, racing here at Chicagoland Speedway. KJ gets a great jump coming into turn 1 here. It's going to take that lead with ease. But, Joe, look at this 028 of Monty Keller coming into the picture.
Into the picture comes the GameStop Chevrolet of Monty Keller there on the bottom. Going to make the pass on Jason San Diego as we head down into turn 3.
He's 93 right there with KJ. Single file, though. 088 Greg Lovell gets the inside. Jason San Diego makes a pass. Herman Reese going to try setting up the 22 car now. Going to take a few laps. Monty Keller almost gets to the back of the 193 there. Trying to take that high line. Greg Lovell gets to the inside of him. Oh, man, there's a log jam here for this top 3. Look at Greg Lovell giving the 193 of Ricky J a big push here down into turn 3.
Ricky J there on the bottom, going to be able to complete the pass on KJ as we head down into turns 1 and 2. Voiles trucking forward. Ricky J back to the lead as Greg Lovell now to the inside of Kilojoules for second.
That's going to be tough for KJ. You can make that high line work, but it's nice to be able to rotate that low line, and these guys racing side by side. It's going to let Ricky J start to pull away a little bit. KJ trying to power by on that high line, hanging tough with Greg Lovell, but Greg Lovell going to start to pull away here. Takes that second spot. Monty Keller now trying to take that spot from KJ. 029 starting to hemorrhage spots here as Jason San Diego also gets to the inside of that Corvette.
I wish it was a little red Corvette.
Little red Corvette. Oh, and now I'll have to sing. Sorry. Also that's copyrighted.
KJ back to 5th.
28 and Monty Keller having a great run here right now, riding around that third place spot in that GameStop car. Now, Joe, let me ask you a question. In Canada, do they call it GameStop or GameStoop?
It's actually EB Games in Canada.
That's a missed opportunity there. I wonder why they're failing. Looking at the 088 of Greg Lovell, though, can't get away from that 028 car. Monty Keller really hanging with him. That 28 team definitely did something to that car because it's showing a lot more speed than we've seen from it so far in this race. Not to say that they were slow, but they were kind of dancing around on the outer rim of the top 10 for a lot of this race. Now they're kind of showing up here later in the run here, 60 laps in. It'd be interesting to see what happens as these tires wear, what that car does.
Greg Lovell, though, all over the back bumper. Ricky J right now for the lead, trying to find a way around that 193. Hasn't been able to do it so far tonight. Lovell's actually been one of the bigger losers on the pit lane so far throughout this race. I have to think there's about 2 stops left, one of which can probably be a little shorter than the other, although tires very important. Looking back, our pole sitter Keith Dempsey, old Mac Daddy's up into 6th, although his progress has been impeded by the 029 of kilojoules. BSR Sean up inside. I do believe that's top 5 spot, or top 10 spot rather, for BSR Sean in the 38. Freightliner Dodge, that's the best looking paint scheme on track everywhere week, as Herman Reese once again big loose off of 4.
Ricky J kind of gets a little bit, gets right down on that paint there, but the car seems to get tight, kind of washed up the track. I like Greg Lovell. Got a good run come off turn, but not enough to set up the pass yet. But he's going to look to that outside. You see Ricky J kind of do the same thing. Kind of keeps almost missing that bottom line a little bit. Looks like the car's getting tight as those tires are starting to wear, and that's letting Greg Lovell take some looks around on him. You got like Ricky J sweating a little bit under the collar there right now. As Greg Lovell really putting the pressure on the 193 car. He's letting him know. He's knocking on the back door there going, hello, I'm faster. Monty Keller right there with the 088 of Lovell, though. Monty Keller doing a great job. Jason San Diego also put a tip of the cap, that 22 car. That car is starting to pick up some speed as he's starting to size up the 028, looking to the outside of him.
Jason San Diego's been I don't want to say, puzzling is the word that comes to mind, but I don't know if it's an accurate description, because this 022 car this year, they've had a lot of raw speed. We've seen them run all the way up to the lead in some of these intermediate races, but then as the run goes on, it seems like they've lacked that long run speed, and tonight could be where they turn that around. Again, we talked about the off week last week, having some extra time to put into this race if you had it, of course, but also coming with the experience, right? We talked about a lot, 3x wear, and what that means at home, folks, is the tires, the fuel consumption, it's all 3 times higher than it would normally be. Normally, you'd run about 45, 50 laps here, probably a little bit more than that even, at Chicagoland on your fuel and tires. Tonight, of course, we're only running about 20 times, so 3 times the wear, 3 times the consumption as normal, get you that lap times, or get you that consumption down, or to less laps, so that way you have more pit stops. And that's always the advantage when you look at these races, right? We're not running a 400-mile race here. That would be ludicrous for a lot of these guys after coming home from their day jobs, from work and the like.
Oh, 28 car almost catches the wall there, Joe, but look, the 029 and KJ blowing by the 028.
But having those 3x wear really helps you kind of get these races that still have the right amount of pit stops and cautions and all that. As KJ back up into third, Monty Keller starting to fall off here. San Diego to his inside. Mike Coulong's gotten back around Keith MC for the 6th spot as well, as the 22 going to drift up the track.
It seems like the 028 and the 22 both kind of started to go away there at the same time, Joe, and everyone kind of log-jammed up behind him. 28, Keith MC right behind him, almost got the outside wall because he caught the apron, I think, trying to check up for him. Starting to settle down, but I guess the tail shifts from 128 to the other, because the 28, Keith MC, looking at the inside spot on Mike Coulong, doesn't have the speed yet to get there, but we know that Gray Ghost is fast, and he's starting to show these guys that he is present, and he wants those positions. He wants to get back in the lead here, right with Mike Coulong here coming off turn 4. Coulong getting to the inside of the 028 and Monty Keller. Keith got to follow him. 028 losing 2 spots, so Monty Keller really starting to lose positions quickly. He gets to the inside of Mike Coulong here, side by side down the back straightaway, coming in turn 3. Mike lets Keith have it. Good Keith MC up to the 5th spot, Joe.
So he continues rising back up through the field. KJ up into 2nd. Ricky J, for a while, has not have a lot of pressure on his back bumper. Now his big wiggle there from Lovell off of turn number 4. Gonna lose a lot of time. Gonna drift back into the clutches of 4th place, Keith MC. Did he complete it?
Complete what?
I'm missing context, I think.
Joe, it was me. I completed it.
Okay. All right, cool.
I don't even know what it means, but I completed it. BSR Ricky J still leading here. KJ, though, starting to pull him back in. He's got him in that tractor beam. You see, actually, he's right there with him. Had a great run through 3 and 4 right when I brought attention to him. Jason San Diego gets into the outside wall for the 4th position. The 199 gets on by. 28 car gets on by. So put Keith MC up to spot number 4.
So we're coming up on those pit stops. We went back green on lap 55. About 3 or 4 laps, probably less than that, away from those next round of green flag pit stops. They will get us to the end of this race as well, so only one more pit stop tonight, as the field has been partitioned. 2 leaders have run away with it.
KJ gets loose there coming off turn 2. That's going to let KJ get a big run on the outside spot. You're going to be side by side coming into turn 3.
If you're Ricky J, you want to go another couple laps here. If you're KJ, I think you still want to go another couple laps because you do not want to make the last run of your race your longest run of the race.
That is true. And you see KJ trying to size him up on the inside. Going to be side by side with him coming down into turn 1. Is KJ going to have the preferred line, or can Ricky J power on back by in the high line? That car looks a little loose, but that top line's probably going to help tighten it up a little bit. And you see that Ricky J hangs with them, and they're just dead even coming down the back straightaway.
Even down the back straightaway, still side-by-side battle for the lead. Kilojoules on the bottom, Ricky J on the outside. Coming off of turn number 4. Know the pit stops. They are coming, folks, and they're going to be wild to the line. Give that lap to Ricky J in the Voiles Trucking Ford.
It stops again. 22 car down on pit road. 66 down on pit road. 028 Monte Keller also coming down pit road. Focus on the lead, though. Ricky J, KJ side by side. Almost make contact. Ricky J gets into the outside wall. They keep it straight. They keep it clean, though.
That was a reactionary move there from Ricky J. You saw KJ get loose on the bottom, drift up the track. Ricky J bangs the wheel to the right, gets into the outside wall. No harm, no foul. Lap 75 now in the books. Ricky J takes it. As we are under 19 laps to go here.
73 on pit road, 199, 088, all down on pit road, Joe. Yeah, I think these leaders are going to be coming in soon here. This is prime time to be doing it. I see the 4 putting his hand out the window. 38's got his hand out the window. 193, hand out the window. Going to be coming down this time by. Ricky J clutching it, coming down into turn 3 here.
Down the pit lane.
Sideways. Can KJ get onto pit road? And 28 missed it.
Keith MC misses the pit lane, and that's going to be a penalty. And you got to come down pit lane because these guys are out of fuel at this point. They've run as many laps as they can. It's side by side coming into the boxes. Ricky J's box is first, so no trouble there. Actually plays a little game there with KJ. Kind of made him lose some time. And KJ's going to have a car right in front of him here in Keith MC out of the box. And Keith missed the box again. Oh, my goodness.
It's going to put KJ in a weird spot coming off. KJ hangs on to the lead, though. Ricky J
takes
in the
the
second
lead.
spot. 1-2 coming off pit road.
KJ takes the lead on the pit lane. Almost looked like it could have been a disastrous pit entry, although he maintains the car underneath him, keeps it underneath him, comes off the pit lane with the lead. Down the back straightaway, these two will go, and they will get ready to form what could be a monstrous battle here to end this race.
Gonna come down to the 193 and the 029 right now. KJ and Ricky J, battle of the two J's here. Jason San Diego's got that third spot, and then fourth is going to be Greg Lovell. That's going to be a big question here if the 22 and the 088 have enough horsepower there to hang with these guys. They came in a little earlier, so those tires are going to wear out on third and fourth place, I should say, a lot quicker than these guys will, because they've already put some laps on those good years. Across the line for lap 79. KJ hanging on to this, but you see Ricky J not letting him get away.
You know, you're just... These first couple laps, I really think if you're Ricky J, you're just running them. Get the tires underneath you. You know, you're going to have some lap traffic. You see Magoo up in front of these guys. Get those tires underneath you. Get them feeling good. Get them cleaned up. Warmed up. And then you can go for it. But right now is not the time to try to make this pass for the lead, because we've seen it be so fluid at the front of the field. Yeah, the clean air is nice. Yeah, being the leader's nice. Leading laps is nice. But at the end of the day, Ricky, I mean, what's the cliche? As long as it only matters who leads the last lap, right?
That is true. But right now, KJ hanging on to this. Ricky J really trying to reel him in. But Jason San Diego right behind both of them, running some fast laps, 0.2 of a second faster than these guys. Maybe this 22 car is starting to hit that sweet spot with those tires. And it looks like the bots are back, Joe.
Oh, man.
They are really getting vulgar tonight.
They use some pretty lewd language in their usernames. I have no idea how they get away with that on YouTube. It's very frustrating.
193, 1-2 here, still hanging tough, still hanging tight. Jason San Diego right behind him, putting up faster lap times still. Slowly reeling him in. You got to wonder, though, if the bottom's going to fall out on that 22 machine with those tires. AJ bobbles off turn 4 there. That's going to give Ricky J a big run here. Coming down the back straightaway. Ricky J is there. He's looking to the inside. They're going to be side by side here, coming into turn number 1.
Turn number 1, side by side. KJ not giving Ricky J an inch on the racetrack. Looks like there's about a car width between them, but let me tell you, it feels a lot closer than that right now in the heat of the moment. Ricky J, though, back to the lead through turns 3 and 4. Going to be 11 to go this time at the line.
Jay gets to the inside of Magoo here to lap the 144. Magoo going to let him on by nice and cordial. The 029 is going to catch him in a weird spot, though. I think that's going to hurt his lap time just a little bit. That's going to help Jason San Diego get a big draft here coming down the back straightaways. Greg Lovell really starting to rear down in that 22 car. I think that 088 starting to come alive a little bit. These two really starting to hang with these leaders. They're right there, Joe, but Greg Lovell looking to the outside of Jason San Diego. Can't really get there just yet.
Folks, it's time for our TWB 10 to go. I'd like to remind you, as it is the middle of the summer here in the States, you can head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com, because from porches, patios to more, for all your outdoor lighting needs, GardenLightsDirect.com has you covered. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com here on your TWB 10 to go. Greg Lovell
makes a pass on the 022 car, and he just takes off from him, Joe. And he's running lap times comparable to leaders here. We'll see what this Texaco machine can do with some clean air in front of them and some leaders filling up that driver's windshield to give them some incentive.
And what do you know? We're back after the bye week, and our top 3 in points are running 1, 2, 3, although not in the same order as they are in the point standings. Nonetheless, they're all right there at the front of the field. 8 laps to go.
All running almost even laps with each other there. KJ definitely ran a faster lap than Ricky J last time by, but we saw how this happened. These tires start to wear down, and they're just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You saw Ricky J actually going in a little lower here. It looked like the car rotated maybe a little too much coming off turn 2 there. But he hangs on to it, keeps it straight, keeps it rolling here, hangs on to the lead as he comes across the line. Lap 88 and 94 tonight's event. Greg Lovell's starting to lose a little ground, it looks like, but holding with them. He's running about he's running even with what their lap times are right now, but I think he needs to be running faster than these guys to really start making himself known. Or he needs these guys to start racing each other, one or the other.
If they get side by side, that's going to punch that big hole in the air and all that jazz.
Dale gonna get right in front of him, right on exit. That's gonna hurt Ricky J's exit.
Get by that 33. That was the worst. That's always the worst spot to catch a car, is coming off the corner.
0.3 of a second faster Greg Lovell was than these guys, just because he was he didn't get caught behind the lap car.
Coming down to the end of it. 5 laps to go this time at the line for Ricky J, who has dominated this race in terms of laps led compared to everyone else, but it has been hotly contested at the front of the field. 5 laps to go, heading down into turn number 1. He's got a decent-sized lead, one of the biggest leads we've actually seen tonight. Does Ricky J down the back straightaway, the curved back straightaway here at Chicagoland.
You just see how much that car is rotating in turn 1 and 2, though. You can, like, physically see it when he gets down the paint there, like it might be rotating just a little too much, and I think that's where that loose condition's coming from that we saw a lot of guys fighting with tonight. But you see KJ really has a run here, coming through 3 and 4, through the trial, coming into 1, right on the back bumper of that 193 again. KJ just had a ripper of a lap out of nowhere, and he is right back in competition with the 193 car.
4 laps to go here from Chicagoland, coming down to the end of this one. Ricky J trying to hold off KJ. It's been the Ricky J and KJ show all season long. Why would tonight be any different? 3 to go.
3 laps to go. KJ trying to find anything that he can do. Gets the outside wall a little bit, setting up this turn.
I don't think you want to do that, Ricky.
Still gets a great run into the turn. Ricky J kind of looks like he missed the bottom a little bit. Had to run the middle line. KJ, big bobble, though. He is wheeling that car for all it's worth.
If you thought this race was over, boy howdy, you thought wrong. Coming to the line, 2 laps to go. 2 more circuits for KJ to find a way around Ricky J as the 193 gets loose once again off of turn number 4. You can just see those cars right now really light on corner exit, Ricky.
Really light on corner exit. Almost seems like Ricky J can't run the low line anymore. It's like he's been missing it the last few times, like he's had to kind of relegate to that center line. And KJ's trying to take advantage of it, but his car's getting loose too.
All right, here we go. Here comes the money lap for Ricky J out in front of the field. He'll see the white flag displayed. One final lap here from Chicagoland.
4 more turns. Can KJ make it work? He's going to throw it in deep into turn 1 here. Ricky J going to take that middle line through 1 and 2 like he's been doing, running it sideways off of turn 2, but he's got a good launch off. Coming into turn 3. Can KJ do anything? This is the last shot for him.
Off of turn number 4, it's going to be Ricky J winning once again here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series.
And he had to work for it tonight, Joe.
Greg Lovell takes home 3rd. 4th going to go to Herman Reese. Mike Coulong rounding out your top 5. But Ricky J will take home the checkered flag. There's going to be a party at Voiles Trucking HQ after this one, Ricky.
There is indeed.
Ricky J, your Chicagoland winner, burns it down here for the fans in Joliet. Giving the fans a show. We'd like to remind you folks at home that we got the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series every Thursday night now through the beginning of November, live on JTN, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you loved what you saw tonight like we did up here in the booth, you're going to want to make sure you hit that subscribe button and you tune in again every Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. A race, Ricky, that ran just under an hour tonight. A spectacular night of racing. Man, these drivers here at Bomb Squad, they just do it right.
They just do it right indeed. That was fun.
Results going to be on your screens momentarily, folks. Of course, if this is where you do leave us, we'd like to remind you to hit that like button and subscribe to us here on JTN. And as always, cannot thank you enough. Again, we're going to be talking with our podium finishers, though. Don't think you want to miss those interviews because a feeling these drivers going to have a lot to say after what looked like a very treacherous night out on track. Comment from driver 144, and I quote, "I suck." Magoo, you don't suck. Sometimes it's just not your night, right, Ricky? Sometimes it's just not your night.
Sometimes it's just not your night.
You just gotta, you roll with the punches, right? You roll with the punches. Running these computer simulation racing games. Alright, so results in moments. I always have a fun time doing these. Because they're fun. Oh, no problem, Magoo. Thank you for bringing us out. I always appreciate all the guys, the entire clubhouse here at Bomb Squad. They do a fantastic job. They run a great league, and remember, you can go to bombsquadracing.net to find out more. Appreciate them showcasing our streams, too, on their homepage. All right. Let's get the results, and then we'll talk with our top 3 finishers. We're going first to third. It's kind of become our custom. And bringing in, he's down in victory lane. He's the driver of the number 193 Voiles Trucking Ford. Second win in a row, although there was a bye week in between there. BSR Ricky J. Ricky, man, oh man, what a race tonight.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had a really good time. It was a blast.
When you look back at tonight, obviously you have another great battle there with KJ throughout the event. What's the one thing that sticks out to you?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is that we went out there, we had a really fun time, and you know, we were hanging on for dear life.
Well, hanging on for dear life. How Sorry, I'm dealing with some lewd bots right now. They like you, Ricky. They like you. When you talk about that, obviously we saw you guys absolutely hanging the right rear out coming off the corner. How behind the wheel? Did you have to start trying to manage that? Because Ricky up here in the booth pointed out that it looked like, you know, at the beginning of the run you were really able to kind of get all the way down to that white line, but then, you know, those closing laps there, it looked like you moved up to the middle of the track. Was that kind of your way to combat that loose race car?
Yeah, to a point, especially later on in the run, it was definitely a game of trying to keep from burning the right rear up too hard. So it was very difficult to manage, especially out front, without giving up any time. So, you know, thankfully we got a green flag cycle in there, so that kind of helped balance out the tires coming straight off of pit road versus a restart. And you know, I made my move a little early, and I was just hoping that it would stick, because I knew I had more rear grip than KJ did early, but he could get me back late if the conditions were right. So we just hung on, and we had a heck of a battle.
Well, a heck of a battle throughout the race, Ricky. Congratulations. Started third, finished first. Obviously, another win. It's going to draw you closer to the points lead. Going to continue to kind of chip away at it, as we've talked about a couple times this year. Again, congratulations on the win. But before we let you go, the floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
So I say thank you to Brian Cathy Voiles from Voiles Trucking. Hey, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the race. I know Brian's back out on the road. I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast. Thanks to everybody that showed up and raced. Hope everybody had a good time. I just want to give a special shout out to Keith. He definitely had the fastest car tonight. Bad luck happens though, but I'm happy that we were able to, go out there and have a lot of fun run together. So shout out to him, and that's all I got.
Well, Ricky, as always, congratulations on the win. Good luck next week at Road America. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
BSR, Ricky J, driver the number 193, your winner here tonight from Chicagoland. Next, we bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the 29 Chevrolet Corvette. He is still your points leader. BSR Kilojoules KJ, what more did you need there at the end of that race?
The clean air. It's just these tracks that wear the tires like this, Joe. It's just so hard to get the power down late run on exit of the corners. And when he got in front of me, I was gonna let him go and just save the tires, and I slipped with that lap car, and that created a little bit of a gap, and I overheated the tires trying to get back to him. But car was really good. Clean air is king here when you get these old tires, because as you've seen that run before, it's really hard to hold the power down passing somebody, because I was a little better than him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just run that bottom like that, you can't hold the power down. I was getting loose everywhere. But I'll take second. I chose a conservative setup tonight, not loose like I normally run. Wasn't sure what I was going to have tonight, so just throwing something at it. I know what I need now for next time based off this set here, so we'll take the second place.
Was the move to go to that more conservative setup just because of the 3X wear for the first time?
Yeah, I've been practicing this week, and I couldn't find anything that would hold the tires on it on the long run.
Okay.
So I chose to go with something a little more conservative, and it just didn't quite turn in the center behind people good enough. And that's where Ricky was beating me. I could get in the corner, and I could get off the corner a little better than he could. It's just I don't know if it was the dirty air behind him, but it just would not turn in the center quite like I needed it to, and which creates it a little loose on X. And I got a little loose on X a couple times trying to run it pretty hard. But yeah, we learned from this time. We'll adjust for the next race here.
Obviously, we're going road course racing again next week, and you and Ricky have obviously been kind of class of the field with Andrew Miller, who shows up from time to time here on those road courses. How do you look at this summer stretch, though? Because for a while here at the start of the year, it really felt like you and this team were unbeatable. Don't want to say we've kind of found the kinks in the armor, but it feels like as of late, the momentum swing has gone back to Ricky J and his camp. How do you try to get it to start swinging back to you in this 029 team next week?
Well, if I'm slumping, Joe, I'll take second place every week.
Hey, it's a slump for you, man. I mean,
you kind of look at it, if you want to look at it in a small sample the last couple of weeks, he's kind of got the upper hand with strategy, luck, or just a little bit better pace. But if you look at it as a whole thing, we're halfway through a season, and I got him by 40-some points. So all I got to do is that again the second half, and that's how I look at it. I don't take it in a small sample. I look at it as a whole season, because a lot of stuff can happen. I mean, I've had some bad races. He's had some bad races. And you can't get caught up in racing that guy for the win every week, because that's when you start making mistakes. You wreck, you slip, or you have a bad pit stop, stuff like that. It can kind of snowball. So I just kind of look at it the whole season. We're halfway through pretty much now. I've had a good season so far. We hope to duplicate it on the back end here. Got some good tracks coming up for us. I've had 3 seconds in a row. So, I mean, I ain't winning, but, I mean, second place makes points.
Well, he's not worrying about the little stuff like we like to try to make the drama up here in the booth. KJ, congratulations once again on the second place run. Obviously, a great season to date. Before I let you go, though, I know you got a bunch of great people to thank. So, without further ado, the floor is yours, buddy.
I mean, if you want some drama, Joe, I'll put him in the dirt, turn 5.
I mean, you tried a couple times tonight, man. I think there was one point. And I know you. We know each other now, and I hope folks at home don't think I'm being snarky, but by golly, you cleared yourself in front of him tonight, once or twice, and I love it. I love the way you guys race each other.
I tell you what, the best car, the guy did not finish the race. Keith had the best car. So before we say anything else, Keith had the best car tonight. He just had an unfortunate luck there on that pit stop or something, and then he got behind. He had a lap down.
Yeah.
And he could never get his track position back, and then he kind of had another mistake. But Keith had a really good car tonight. Keith, Keith was kind of like old Keith there to start the first half of that race. Even Ricky said he had the best car tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, all that, Joe. I want to thank you and Ricky here in the booth at JTN for broadcasting the race. Brian and Kathy Voiles and Voiles Trucking for sponsoring Thursday nights here at BSR. Magoo and all the admins here at BSR also for all the things they do every week, setting the server up, clearing flags, all the little stuff nobody ever talks about. Good win to Ricky. Matt's been under the weather all week. I kind of have too, so appreciate Matt showing up tonight and putting PPR2 on the track with another car. Hopefully he feels better next week. Greg had a good run tonight, so good run to Greg in third. Herman kind of recovered from what he that little pit stall, whatever. He had something happen early in the race and kind of got behind, so Herman recovered pretty good. Yeah, we'll take the second place. Like I said, it's the dog days of summer, Joe. You can't let the summer grind get to you because it's a long season, and if you let that middle stretch get to you, that's where you can either win a championship or lose the championship. So, like I said, we'll take the first half and we'll start the second half here on 0 points, and we'll run it that way. So, I will see y'all next week at Road America.
Hey, it's going to be a fun one, KJ, and I love the mentality, man. I love the mentality. Congratulations once again on the strong run here tonight. Good luck next week, and as always, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
All right, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Ricky.
BSR Kilojoules, KJ, driver of the 029, your second place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and finally bring in third place on our podium. He's the driver of the 088 Ford, BSR Greg Lovell. Greg, you got a copy?
Yeah, Joe.
I feel like it's been a while since we've had a chance to chat after one of these races. How does it feel at the podium here tonight?
Feels good, man. Last 3 weeks, I just had horrible luck. I think I finished 16th, 11th, and 14th the last 3 weeks, man. Just hasn't went my way.
We'll see. We're gonna get another streak going. Now we're gonna get the podium streak going for you. I think that's how we're gonna look at it. But, Greg, obviously, you hinted at it there. It was a struggle the last couple weeks here. You got the bye week last week, or off week, whatever you want to call it, to kind of reset mentally, the team reset. How important was it to kind of get a week away from the points racing side of things here in the Cup Series to be able to come out tonight and get a strong run, kind of put all that behind you, don't worry about it, and just run your race tonight, and obviously run a very strong race, finishing third?
Oh, it was real good, Joe. Last week we actually had a race just to, same track, but we just had a race just to, try to adjust with setups and all that, just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun, man. We had a blast.
Trying to think. So obviously, folks, Bomb Squad, you want to find a place to race. I mean, there's not like NASCAR where you can't test at the racetracks. That's good. But tonight's race really revolved around the long runs, right? We had 3 cautions tonight, which was spectacular. And then you had a lot of really long green flag runs. How were you able tonight to make your way, starting 5th, obviously good starting position and stuff, but at times, dropping back, running through those ebbs and flows. How were you able to kind of distinguish yourself from the rest of the field, especially on these long green flag runs? Because it looked like, all things considered, it really looked like you had that car underneath you tonight, Greg.
Yeah, Joe, it's just all about throttle.
Uh-huh.
Where to lift, where to get back in it, because you can burn them up coming off the corners too, from center off.
Mm-hmm.
Just all dependent where you backed out at, really. But saving your tires, just trying to stay out of trouble, not do something crazy. But man, tire wire is awful at that track. It is awful. You can take your time, run easy, and they still burn off. There's no getting around it. But every run, seems kind of different. The wires seem kind of different every run.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. Well, obviously able to navigate everything tonight, Greg. It was a spectacular run. I'm so glad to see you get back on the right track after, like you said, the terrible luck the last few weeks. It was feeling like nothing could go your way, you and this team's way. Congratulations on the podium. Before we let you go, though, the floor is yours. I don't need to tell you what to do, buddy. Here's the mic. You shout out all those fine folks.
Yeah, man. I'd like to thank you guys for what y'all do. Y'all do great. And, of course, Brian Voiles, his wife, Kathy, for what they do. Magoo for what he does, because Magoo does a lot too. Brain Fade does a lot. Nelly does a lot, you know. But I'd like to thank everybody for what they do.
And Greg, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations once again on the 3rd place run, and good luck next week with Road America.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you, Rick.
BSR Greg Lovell, driver of the 088, your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Well, folks, that's going to conclude our coverage here from Chicagoland. As always, cannot thank you enough for tuning into JTN. A big thank you also has to go out to Brian and Kathy Voiles, Voiles Trucking, for not only their support of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series, but their support of us here on JTN. The next time we're live on JTN, of course, is going to be this Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Fast Renegade Cup Series action from the Nashville Super Speedway. Tune in. You're not going to want to miss that one. And as always, we're going to be live Thursday night next week and throughout the rest of the season. Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action from Road America. That, of course, though, concludes our coverage here for JTN. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Towinski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill and through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the ride and a wreckage behind him. U.S. cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down. It doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Gordo for
contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy wins